All right, guys, welcome to the call. Tonight, we're going to be going over a little bit of trading, a little bit of mindset, just a little bit of building as well. We're going to go over it all because, as you know, how you do anything is how you do everything. So we have to elevate, we have to increase, we have to ascend, shout out Houston Squad, at everything we do, because when you ascend in one thing, it helps you ascend in another. So that's exactly what we're going to do. But first, we're going to go over trading. We do a lot of mindset calls. Understand that, mindset is the X factor, whether you're trading, whether you're building, whether you're working your job, no matter the circumstance, it comes down to your mindset. Whatever you believe is going to be your reality. So it's important to believe in yourself and to always search for increase rather than stability. So I'm gonna go a blank chart on gold because, as you guys probably already know, I only trade gold. I do trade some other pairs, but I pretty much say 90% of the time I only trade gold. I have definitely, I would say, figured out gold. I rarely lose on gold. We do some very high risk reward trades. You guys saw the trade that was dropped in the chat. We caught a sniper entry. It was like 4 pip drawdown with a 10 pip stop loss. We caught 50 pips. But I just want to show you guys what I look for and what I saw in that trade specifically. I actually dropped this markup last Friday. I dropped this markup and it did exactly what I wanted. So what we're looking for is, I trade with smart money. So if you guys see Zach and Jordan on IML TV, if you guys see Gustavo, big shout out to Gustavo, Mr. Wealthy Pips, because he's a big reason of why I trade the way I do today. He really opened my eyes on some of these sniper entries he's been getting. So I'm just going to show you guys. So pretty much, as you guys may know, there's, they say retail traders versus, the institutions, whatever. But understand right here what happened was there were equal highs. So with those equal highs, meaning people entered sells at the resistance. Every time it gets to resistance, people sell at a double top, right? People sell at a triple top, which means what? That means their stop loss is right here. Okay? So if their stop loss is right there, that means this candle right here, if you guys see this, that is the candle. The blue one is the candle that the banks entered to take out the stop losses of everyone that was selling right here. So before they made the big move down, they had to make a move up to grab the money that was sitting right over here. So the reason why the banks are behind it is because big move up, big move down. Okay, so what does that mean for this trade that we entered? So back when price was around, I would say like anywhere down here, all we were looking for was basically, it's called mitigation. And what that means, when the banks enter the up candle to take out the stop losses, that would be the blue candle, right? So we're looking for price to come up to anywhere from the open of the bullish candle to the 50%. And in that zone, we call that the pocket of money. So basically, the reason why it has to go back up there before it dropped was because when the banks enter, they don't lose. They only win and go break even, or they hold drawdown. So they entered the buy right here, hence the open of the candle, meaning when it dropped, they sold right here. So they were holding the buy from right here. So this entire time they were in drawdown. So they had to come back up and mitigate or go break even on the buy before they made a move down. So what I do is, specifically when I am looking at this pocket of money, I don't just enter off the zone. I don't just enter off a candle necessarily, but I go to the next level with it and I go extra confirmation. I wait for an impulsive move into there, which normally it does impulsively move there. And then I take it down to the 1 minute. So in between the two yellow lines is where we're looking to enter. So you see this is the bottom yellow line and the other one was a little bit above it, right? So when it got to the 1 minute, I knew we were looking to enter. So I actually entered right here off this candle. So I entered off two different things. One would be the wick. So maybe a 10 to 15 pip wick, or two, an engulfing in that zone. So say, for example, even if you're wrong, here's what's going to happen. Number one, it's going to go instant profit, whether you're right or wrong, if you enter off these two confirmations, the engulfing or the wick. So what I actually entered off of that candle, I didn't call the trade out until it was about right here. And then what happened was, and this is what Gustavo taught me, this is what Zach and Jordan teach, whenever you get the M formation in the pocket of money, that is confirmation that it is mitigating. So this right here, that's the double top on the 1 minute in the pocket of money. And then once it gave this extra candle, I started stacking. I stacked because that's confirmation. And at the end of the day, we're risking 10 pips for 20, 50, 100 pips. So even if you're wrong and say it wicks you out, you can re-enter with a 5, 10 pip stop loss. Does that make sense? Would you prefer to go risk 30 pips for 30 pips, or would you rather risk 10 pips for 50 pips or 10 pips for 100 pips? So like, it doesn't make sense to me to go 1-to-1 when you can catch a 1-to-5 risk to reward trade. So on this trade, we entered, the entry was right over here, this chart. We entered right up here, somewhere in here. It literally came up, double topped, and then it dropped, right? So still knowing that there's still a pocket of money up here, I wasn't expecting this whole move down. I only entered, I've already closed out most of the profit because it still has to come up here before it makes any other move down. So at the lowest I could see it going is probably like right around here until it comes up here. But let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, 10 for the 50. I'm taking the 10 for the 50 every day. So this is one trade I took this week. Does anyone have any questions, first of all, on either the pocket of money or the candlestick entry? This would be a good time to ask. And in the meantime, there's one other trade I've taken this week, and it was on UJ. Gustavo had already called it out, so I didn't want to double the signal. But a lot of times what happens is when Gustavo calls a trade, it gives me an idea, and then I'll enter my own trade off the same analysis, kind of like double confirmation. Yeah, and that's what I like to use. So say a swipe trade gets called out, Gold Cup, maybe Ray calls a trade, and then if you agree, that's extra confirmation. So just how you use all your other confirmations, say your risk to reward, your candle confirmation, your zone, whatever your confirmations are, and then one of your mentors has the same trade, like that's an extra confirmation at the end of it. Where the higher candle is, how do you know which one to go up? Okay, good question. This is always happening. It's happening at all times. Because as you guys know, probably, what is the percentage? 80, 90% of the Forex market is moved from the banks. So whenever there's a big candle, you know for sure they entered there. But pretty much what you look for is just retail trades to get stop hunted. So if you have equal highs like this, the candle that took out those highs, which would be this bullish candle, that candle that took out those highs would be the candle that it needs to come back to before it drops. So what Zach and Jordan teach, basically you put a line at the open of that candle and you put a line at the 50% of that candle. And that in that area is called the pocket of money. And it has to come back to that before it continues. The mitigation, so FU candle is what the price needs to come back and mitigate. Mitigate is pretty much just hitting break even on an entry that was in drawdown. Yes, if the harmonic scanner calls something out and it's the same thing you're in, like that's a really good confirmation to stack. I'm not saying to over leverage your account, but like when you have more confirmations, it's okay to drop a bigger lot size, but also be aware of what you're risking, of course. But yeah, in UJ, pretty much I just entered off this candle. So like I said, on Gustavo had already called it out. I like to wait. He entered This is the 4 hour. He entered at 8.5. So I believe he entered somewhere in here, somewhere in there. And I was in already as well with him. And then what I saw was this spike up and then the bearish engulfing. I entered off that. So just wait. What I like to do is just wait for an impulsive move in the direction you're not looking to, or the direction you're not looking for it to go. So if you're looking for a sell, wait for an impulsive move up and a sharp rejection in a major point of interest before you enter. Don't just enter just because you think it's going to go down, or don't just enter just because it's at a zone. Make sure there's money behind the move first. So like, for example, right here, maybe people were entering off this because it's near a zone, right? But there's no money because it's consolidating. You guys see how small these candles are? So example, what I'm talking about is wick up, boom. Does that make sense? And then I will also enter off gold. It doesn't have to be mitigation or smart money, but like sometimes even if it's just a zone, because remember, like when it comes to the banks, they're either going for the stop loss, they're going for the mitigation, or they're going for the break even. So like when you see a double top and a triple top, it's pretty much just grabbing the money from the people that had their break even set. So I'll look for the same thing. So say on gold, I'll show you another example of a trade we took on gold earlier last week. So right here, we have equal lows, or triple bottom, or whatever you want to call it. You guys see this right here, this right here. You guys see what I'm saying? The same low was respected multiple times. So this candle right here, this bearish candle, is the one that the banks are behind, because it's the candle that took out those lows, and they're holding that sell. And what happened was, in the news basically shot price down just to grab, because remember what I said, the open of the candle and the 50% of the candle. So check this out. Open of the candle right there, 50% of the candle right there, and then you go ahead and bring this down to the 1 minute to see what kind of entry you would have gotten. And I was actually asleep, so we did not catch this. I did not call this out, but this is something I would have looked for. Now check what happens right at that zone. Actually this happened this morning. You see what I'm saying? It came straight to it just to reject and go right back up. But I was actually talking about this. The news, what happened on the news, that was the second time I retested. I was talking about, where is it? Yep, right here. So you guys remember what I said? I look for an impulsive move into the pocket of money, and then I look for wicks or candle confirmation. So what do you guys see? You basically see a move that shot price down 50 pips in a matter of 3 minutes, and then at the bottom of that candle, right at that pocket of money, it comes right back up and gives you what is that, a 15 pip wick on the 1 minute. So you could have excuse me, you could have entered right here with a 15 pip stop loss, and you could have caught the entire move back up just off a 15 pip stop loss. You would have been in profit. What is that? Without any type of pullback, you would have been in profit about 90 pips in, how long is that? 90 pips in less than an hour. So just by waiting for the impulsive move into the zone, instead of trying to enter off double tops and double bottoms in consolidation, wait for an impulsive move in the opposite direction before you enter. Impulsive move, I just mean, like, you see this right here is consolidation. This right here is consolidation. But this is an impulsive move because it's going one direction. More so on the smaller time frame. So yes, see this right here? This whole area would be an impulsive move. And then you sell off this candle. Versus, say this right here. If you try to enter off this, it's kind of consolidating. There's no money behind it. You know that because it's choppy. So you wait for the impulsive move and then the sharp rejection. Boom, enter right there. Tight stop. Does it have to go past the zone for impulsive move? No, it's more so just impulsive move into the zone. But also, while we're on here, this is recorded, so you can go back and watch. But I do want to go over some very basic things that everyone needs to be doing as a trader, especially if you're new. You may or may not already do this, but this is very important. So number one, have your trading plan and your trading journal. If you don't know what that is, go to IML Academy. I'm not going to go over that too much, but trading plan, you basically just need to know what you're trading, what time you're trading, what are your confirmations, stuff like that. You got to know that. Don't just be randomly entering trades. If you have no plan, how are you going to get there? Like, so say like, if you're driving to a destination and you don't know how to get there and you don't type in the GPS, how are you going to get there? So if you're going to be a six-figure trader and you don't have a plan to be a six-figure trader, how are you going to be a six-figure trader? It doesn't make sense. So what I would do is I would ask maybe a six-figure trader what they did, you know, just for an example. Yes, and be consistent. And while you guys are on here, let me just say, guys, your results will come. Some people see results in their first week, their first month. Some people took a year. But guys, here's the thing. Here's the comparison. Understand this. You'll go 4 years in college, rack up debt. Don't get paid at all in those 4 years, and you're okay with that. But some people aren't okay with waiting 3 to 6 months to learn how to trade. Does that make sense? Because I don't think it does. So a couple of like things that you guys should know. Whenever a trade is called, I know a lot of beginners have this question. So what you can do is you can enter 2 positions. This is called twin trading. So if someone calls out a trade, TP1, TP2, someone's like, okay, how do I close on TP1 and close at TP2? So what you can do is just enter 2 positions and set TP for 2 different ones. And another, say you only enter 1 position. Is there a way to still close at TP1 and TP2? Yes. A lot of people don't know this, but what you can do is you can close a partial position. So if you have a 0.10 open, you can close a 0.05 of that 0.10. I don't have my MT4 on my phone hooked up right now, but what you guys can do, basically, you know, when you go to close a trade manually, all you need to do, just hit close and then look at the number in the middle where it says the lot size and just click on it and then backspace and then type in the amount that you want to close. Okay. And then just understand trading psychology. There's what I used to do. Some of my mistakes as a beginner were basically, I felt the need. It was almost like it was ego attachment. I felt the need. If I thought the market was going to go one way, I felt the attachment that I had to be in the position. I had to be in the trade if I knew which way it was going to go, or I thought. But you don't. You just have to have one specific setup and wait for that to happen. Sit on your hands all week to enter 2 trades a week. Don't sit there and enter 10 trades a day. Just have one setup and then master that setup. That's all you need. Follow your trading plan and master one setup. Master one pair. I trade gold. Gold has been my only pair. It's been my main focus for about 9 months now. And it's no coincidence that I understand how it moves. I understand the price action, the candles that it makes. It's very predictable to me because I've seen it so many times before. And then as far as the trading goes, oh, you're good. You're good. Damo, are you going next? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what we're gonna do next? If anyone has any more questions, I'll answer one more question if anyone has it, and then we're gonna pass it over to Damo. He's got some major nuggets for you. Some things he's been doing in the last couple weeks. You know, I've seen his growth in the last month or 2 has been absolutely insane. Like, he's a whole new person. Thank you, Renee. Yes, I suggest any pairs for new traders. Honestly, the way I'm going to put it is I would focus on gold. That's just the way I see it, because I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of pairs, they confuse people because they're constantly trending and counter trending. But the thing is, with gold, it just makes ranges. Hence the name range for change. We catch each range and we catch some change. You feel me? But but in other pair, and the thing is with gold, once it decides to move, it's gonna move. Like it's gonna move. Other pairs are just trends, you know, break and retest, trend line, you know, support, whatever. But like gold, it makes obvious ranges. So when other pairs there's barely any movement, gold you could catch if you're looking at, like I said, an impulsive move into the zone, catch it on the 1 minute. You could catch this. You could catch this. You could catch this. You could literally catch anything you want. You just got to know where the price is, and you got to know where the smart money is. And if you're still not sure what that means, go ahead and watch Zach and Jordan on IML TV. Don't confuse yourself. But I'm going to pass it over to my boy, Damo30, master of US 30. Damo30 for Gold Cup, everyone. Can everyone type in the chat, Damo30 for Gold Cup? Can we type in some Damo30 for Gold Cup? Let's light it up in the chat. Let's light it up. Let's get it.
Let's go. Fire it up.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
And I'll let Damo take over. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Go ahead. No, you just.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Thank you for lighting up the chat. Damo30 for Gold Cup. Let's go. I love all of you guys. You guys are so wonderful. All right, bet. So I'm not really going to talk about trading unless you guys want me to. If you got some basic questions. Jordan answered a lot of stuff. So, I'm here. I trade. But I'm going to be on here. I'm going to talk to you guys about a lot of people had some questions about me inviting people to events, like how you got to get, people, so to speak, outside of your warm market, so into your cold market, and how I kind of do it. So that's what we're going to talk about. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the chat. Make sure. We're aliens. Thanks, Gabe. Hold on. I want to see myself. I don't know why. I like to see myself. There I am. Okay, guys. So, and actually, there's another person that's really good at this too, and that's Renee. I want to shout Renee out with this as well because Jordan has said it. I just saw you, Renee, so I just put you on blast. I see you right there. So, thank you. So yeah. So anyway, when it comes to inviting people outside of your warm market, it's not really it shouldn't even be something that you really think about. It should be something you program in your subconscious mind because at the end of the day, it's really nothing. If you're a shy person or if you're just not a people person, that's just something you've programmed yourself to think. I'm a very outgoing person. But if any of you know me, I'm pretty now, but in high school, I was pretty shy. I didn't talk to anybody. I was to myself. But that's just because of me letting myself think of crazy things like insecurities and stuff like that, stuff that really doesn't exist. Because at the end of the day, all of you are beautiful, powerful people, and you have to understand that. Actually, Renee shaking his head. Actually, something Renee said a while ago is all of you need to look in the mirror, because whoever it is you want to be, that millionaire, that's who you already that person. You just got to have the mindset to put it together. You got personal development, all of that really helps. But for me, I think just actually doing it is what got me to getting to talk to people more and more. I actually got into sports when I was in high school, so I started having to talk to people more for all types of reasons. But like I said, it's really just something programmed in your mind at the end of the day. You really for me, how I invite people to events or how I go up to people is, first off, you got to present them with the biggest smile. Your smile has to overpower. Understand your energy can outpower anybody else's energy if you let it. So if you come up to somebody with the biggest smile in the world, like, I mean, like cheesing to like, you know, like almost looking like a clown, but like not, that's like really, that's going to overpower anything. Like however they're feeling, I don't care if they're having a bad, good day, they're going to smile back. I promise. So walking up to them with a smile, and then just kind of letting things flow. Like for me, for instance, all I do, I don't care who it is, I walk up to people and a lot of times I say, hello, beautiful. I don't care if it's a guy, a woman. I am married, by the way, so I do have to follow up a lot of times because a lot of girls think I'm hitting on them. So I have to be like, no, I'm not hitting on you. I'm actually married. I like showing the ring and everything. So like that's how I start off. Like I say, how are you? Or even starting small talk and saying, you know, where are you from? Are you from around here? Are there cool things to do? At the end of the day, like especially if you're trying to build the business, it still is.
What happened?
No, it's
we got 10
still,
minutes.
yeah, we got 10
we'll
minutes.
drop another link after
We'll
this.
drop another link, guys, so it's going to end in 10 minutes. But like I was saying, it's pretty much just starting small talk. So I find, depending on where I'm at, I find like something to talk about. So if I'm going up to people that are at work or something, I'll say, you know, how are you doing today? You know, how's work been? That's something simple to start a conversation off. Anything that starts small talk is going to help you get past that anxiety. Another thing I was telling Jordan today, it's really just about, like, you can't hesitate, because if you hesitate at the end of the day, it's gonna create an awkward situation, and then it's gonna make you feel like, wow, I really can't talk to people. So you can't hesitate. Like, you really got to just say how you feel, like, right at that moment. So, like, if you're walking up to somebody, you can't be like, you gotta go up and be like, hey, how are you doing today? You know, how was your day? Hello, beautiful. Whatever it is that you feel like it's gonna come out. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's gonna take practice. Just like trading, it's gonna take practice. So even if you're blurting out crazy stuff, it might make them laugh. Like, another thing that I do, like, I used to do this and I still do it now, is if anybody knows, my name is actually Dominique. I hate my name, but I don't. I love it at the same time. I love my mom for giving me that name. But I don't like to be called Dominique because it is a unisex name. So a lot of people refer to it as a female name. So I use that as small talk or funny to make them laugh. I'm like, man, you can call me Dama, but my name is actually Dominique, but I really do hate that name, so you just call me Dama. And like, it just makes people laugh. So like you get that response, like that friendly connection. Like, it's hard to explain, but you just get the connection that you wouldn't get if you're awkward, or if you walk up to them and just kind of like I said, it's your energy. Your energy has to overpower however they feel. Like, I don't care if you're having a bad day. Like, and you can kind of sense too if people are having a bad day. So why not go? Like, I don't go for everybody's Instagram or go. Like, sometimes I just call people beautiful just to make their day. So you have to make a habit. If this is the type of industry you want to be in, and you want to build relationships, and at the end of the day, this is a big thing with building relationships. If you go up to somebody and say, hey, can you just come to my event, join my business? They're gonna be like, what are you talking about? What is your business? Like, what? Like, where'd that come from? And they're not even gonna respond to you. They might like look at you crazy and walk away. And quite frankly, even how I approach people still walk away. But you just don't want to walk up to them sounding crazy or like what am I trying to say? You don't want to go up to them like a robot. So at the end of the day, like, for me, I don't go off a script or anything. Like, the people that do scripts and stuff, you don't want to go to people sounding like a robot. You want to have that humanly connection that God has ever formed. Exactly what Renee just put in the chat. Form. You want to have form. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. Yeah, don't be weird. But true, don't be weird. Like, it's real. Like, you can't. If you're just being you, how can you be weird? Unless you consider yourself a weird person, how can you be weird if you just be yourself? At the end of the day, it's just a conversation. If they don't want to talk to you, they'll walk past you, and you just deal with it. Or if they say no, you just deal with it. I had these funny story. We walked into Where did we go to? Walmart. We walked into Walmart, and I do the same thing. People are more likely to do business with someone they are friends with, or they like. Exactly, Renee. But I was walking in Walmart, and just the same person I am, like I said, right now. I hop on, or sorry, I don't know why. I said what I read. So I walk up to somebody and I just say, hey, this one girl, she said, to talk to her, I actually started the conversation off by saying, hello, beautiful. And then I deflected it towards, we needed something. So stuff like that. Use your environment to talk to people. And then like right after that, all I did was I said, hey, thank you for your help. Do you mind if I have your Instagram? Boom. She didn't give it to me, but simple things like that. And like I said, even if they don't give it to you, you move on. But the fact that I was able to be myself and use a situation, us looking for something to go talk to somebody, those are situations you can put yourself in. So like I said, put yourself in certain situations. If you're in a new town, you can always start off every conversation with, oh, I'm new here. What is there to do? Where can I meet people? And actually, the first day I was here, we went to the mall. I'll give you guys an example. The first day we were here, we went to the mall. I'm new to Denver. And then after that, what I would do is I would walk up to people and say, hey, I'm new here. Are there any cool things to do? After they would respond, I would say, oh, wow, that's cool. You like stuff like that too. Like, sometimes you got to be a little extra, but, also, like I said, be yourself, because you don't want, like, fake energy. So be yourself, and I'd be like, hey, what are cool things to do around here? Oh, cool, you like that too? Oh, man, we need to actually exchange Instagrams. Let's talk. Like, let me invite you. Like, let's do something together. So, like I said, create an environment that somebody would respond to. Like I said, you're still going to get people, because there are other people that are just not a people person or whatever, but you can always overpower people like that with your energy. Like freaking Renee said, energy is everything. So if you're walking up to somebody and they're already looking at you crazy, or kind of like break the ice, like I said, with me about my name. That's how, like, if I'm walking up to somebody and I feel like their energy is just kind of, they feel like it's an awkward situation, I break the ice by saying, hey, I'm Damo, but you can actually, my name is actually Dominique, but call me Damo because I actually really don't like my name, because it's a very feminine name. I don't know why my mother named me that, but it's okay. I like it still, I guess. And it just makes them laugh and smile. So that's your energy overpowering their energy with what you said. Now you've made them smile and connect with you. Maybe you don't even know. Maybe it was somebody that didn't like their name as well. Actually, a cool situation too. We went to a vegan spot. There was this girl named Teddy. I didn't say hello, beautiful, or anything. I just walked up to her and said, hello, my name is Damo, but I don't really like my name because it's a girly name, but my name is actually Dominique. And she was like, oh, wow, that's so cool. I actually don't like my name either. My name is Teddy. So, like, you just never know, like, the situation, like, it creates an opportunity of conversation, but you got to use your environment, plus use your energy to overpower whatever they're going through, because at the end of the day, your energy, if you have a bunch of positive energy to give someone else, it'll overpower whatever they're going through. Even if they're at a low vibration right now, you come to them, boom, you have like I said, you have the biggest, they're going to feel it automatically. When you walk over there, they're going to be like, whoa, like, they're going to feel it. So you walk over to them, they might have a low vibration. They might just be having a low type of day. You go up to them, overpower their energy, boom. They're going to, like, it's going to make them want to talk to you, or it's going to interest them. So, like I said, that's what a lot of people have been asking me, and that's what I do for myself. This call is about to end in like 1 minute. We're going to drop another link, but that's pretty much what I do. I think, like, everybody, at the end of the day, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. I don't know how do you say it? You have to get uncomfortable, pretty much. So get uncomfortable with walking up to people. There's too many people out here that need us to help them with this opportunity, and that's how I look at it at the end of the day. I know there's somebody that needs this more than I do. Because when I needed it, I did need it. I needed it more than the next person next to me. So there's people that need this, and that's how you should think about it. Think about that person who you don't know his situation at all. Exactly. Yeah, BG's does have unlimited, but I don't know how much longer we're gonna stay on here. But we're gonna drop another link in a second. Yeah, like I said, just think of it as you helping as many people as possible. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. This is an opportunity that's gonna change a lot of lives. It changed mine, and I know it's changed a lot of lives on here. So this is a blessing to everyone. So walk up to people. Hey, I would like to bless your life with some information. This is a good way to start a conversation. They're going to be like, what information? Well, hey, let me get your Instagram. I got to run through some things. Here's my Instagram. Let's talk. Stuff like that. But the call is about to end, guys. So
We're about to redrop. It's the same link.